While climbing on Bald Mountain, a couple noticed a dark figure moving across the steep river bottom. It was bipedal, completely black, and according to them, carried no visible gear. For nearly 5 minutes, they watched as it moved swiftly across the rugged terrain before disappearing. They managed to capture it on film, but the footage was blurry due to the distance. To strengthen their claim, they even shared both their location and the spot where the figure was wandering, an area with no trail at all. The encounter left them convinced it wasn't human. In 2020, 2 hikers in Ohio's Salt Fork State Park filmed a strange figure moving through the forest.
It's the Ohio grass man. Look. What is that? Look at it. It's not a person. Look at the hair. You can see all the hair.
The video shows a dark, hairy creature walking upright with a white frame and natural stride. It appeared smaller than expected, leading some to believe it could have been a young Bigfoot. Salt Fork has a long history of Bigfoot reports, with more than 36 sightings dating back to the late 1800s. With no wild apes in the region and so many eyewitness reports over the years, could this really have been a Bigfoot? In 2009, a shaky video surfaced from the Tatra Mountains along the Poland and Slovakia border.
Nie, popatrzę na ciebie.
Jezus, ale przestań mnie kręcić, tu to... Tadek to się w krzakach. Chryste, Jezus, co to jest?
The clip, though blurry, caught attention online for what some believe could be a glimpse of Bigfoot. At first glance, the footage looks unsteady, almost too much for a casual recording. Cameras back then lacked modern stabilization, yet the constant shaking feels unusual, as if the person filming was moving their hands on purpose. Despite its flaws, the video remains a curious piece. In 1895, an explorer named Orin Jeff entered Grand Caverns with a homemade box camera and tried long exposures in total darkness. During one exposure, he heard movement, fired a blitz flash, and believed he saw 3 figures staring back. He left and returned days later with friends to retrieve the camera. When the film was developed, it showed a grainy image of 3 shadowed humanoid shapes near the cave mouth. The photograph resurfaced decades later and still divides opinion. Some call it evidence, others call it trickery. A viewer who claimed to be a Bigfoot researcher shared a strange piece of footage from one of his field trips.
Where'd it go? This part of it. Where'd it go?
The video shows a dark figure moving through the woods. It didn't appear as large as expected, leading some to wonder if it could be a juvenile. But honestly, it also just looks like a person dressed in black. I doubt it's Bigfoot. Deep in Oregon's forest, someone snapped this photo near their cabin after witnessing something unbelievable among the trees. Tall, broad, and human-like, it instantly reminded them of Bigfoot. Knowing no one would believe them without proof, they were glad to have captured the shot. But the question remains, do we believe it now? On August 28, 2025, Jeff filmed something unusual while driving past a foggy forest.
Whoa.
He spotted a towering figure moving among the trees, at least 8 feet tall, with thick brown fur and a heavy muscular build. Many argue that no costume could replicate such detail, but isn't this too good to be true? In June 2001, Jim Mills and his group set out on a backpacking trip in the Marble Mountains when they stumbled upon something strange. Deep in the forest, they discovered neat piles of leaves and branches, claw marks etched into tree trunks, and flattened patches that looked like bedding. Later, they managed to capture something truly unexpected on camera.
It's kind of looking at us.
I don't see it.
Moving now.
The trees? It's to the right of him. It's walking that way.
What trees?
Trees?
Do you
Okay. See that King's Castle?
Yeah. He's that
Look down that
kind of
hill.
little skinny thing.
That little thing.
A tall, dark figure moving along a ridge, standing upright. Could they have captured Bigfoot on film? In 2009, Bigfoot hunter Michael Green set up a thermal camera in North Carolina, an area long linked to sightings. To lure activity, he placed peanut butter and squeaky toys on a stump. The camera later captured this. A dark figure creeping in, swaying for a few moments, then vanishing. Some toys were found deeper in the woods afterward. The footage, lasting about 3 minutes, was analysed by experts who suggested it could be Bigfoot. Known as Squeaky, it remains one of the most talked about pieces of evidence from those woods. In March 2021, a hiker in San Bernardino National Forest stumbled upon something unusual while walking off trail in a canyon. A single large footprint. It showed a clear heel and visible toes, its length similar to a men's size 12, but nearly twice the width. Nearby, a few partial toe impressions could be seen, yet no other full prints appeared. A driver was traveling down a quiet forest road when he noticed a figure moving among the trees. He quickly grabbed his camera and began recording. Within seconds, the creature slipped back into the forest and disappeared. He searched from inside his car, but it was already gone. The driver believed he had captured Bigfoot. This video was recorded in the Sierra Nevada mountains of California. Covered in brownish fur, it appeared massive when compared to the nearby trees. What made the recording more disturbing were the strange, echoing sounds in the background, adding weight to claims that it could be the elusive Sierra Bigfoot. But not much about this footage was shared, leaving it a little of a mystery. In a Tibetan village near the China border, villagers supposedly discovered a massive humanoid figure lying on the ground. It had a human-like face, tangled hair, a gorilla-like torso, and enormous feet. The video spread online, with many calling it proof of a yeti or Bigfoot. Others believe it looks artificial, more like a prop than a creature. And without any more proof, I find it hard to believe. During a hike in the Himalayas, 2 people encountered something they never expected.
No masz, a ty zawsze tam coś na kamieniu wydawało mi się ruszało. Co tam jest? Widzisz? Zobacz, tam na lewo od kozicy to jest. O kurde. Pokaż to na to. O kurde, masz to? Weź to, no masz to? Gdzie to jest? O, tutaj, o kurde, co to jest? Niedźwiedź? Nie. Nie no, niedźwiedź tak nie chodzi. Co to jest? Do kozicy? Co to jest?
A large, dark figure moving steadily across the rocky terrain. Its slow, human-like walk left both hikers puzzled. Some believe the footage could be proof of the yeti, long spoken of in regional folklore as an ape-like creature roaming the mountains. Adding to the mystery, the hikers pointed out there was no trail or path in that direction, almost ruling out the chance of it being just a person. Whatever it was, the strange figure remains unexplained. In 1980, campers in Uwharrie National Forest, North Carolina, reported a strange encounter. They claimed to hear noises outside their tents and saw a tall, dark, bipedal figure about 20 feet away. It appeared nearly 7 feet tall, broad-shouldered and heavily built. One camper managed to take a photo before the figure quickly moved off. Shaken, the group packed up and left. The incident was briefly covered in local newspapers, but soon faded from memory. While hiking deep inside a forest at night, this man encountered something downright terrifying.
What is that? Looks like eye shine. Whistle? Fuck. Whistling was a bad idea.
A large figure with glowing eyes. Its size and shape sparked debate. Some claim it could be Bigfoot, others suggest a bear. Skeptics argue it might have been staged, yet the darkness and setting make the scene undeniably unsettling. To this day, the creature's identity remains unknown. Hikers were on a chill hike when they discovered piles of bones scattered across a forest floor, looking like a makeshift graveyard. Skulls, jaws, and vertebrae from deer, cats, and dogs were found grouped together in unsettling patterns. Some suggest wild predators dragged their kills here, while others think it points to something more deliberate, even linked to Bigfoot. It unsettled the hikers enough to leave the forest immediately. They couldn't help to think, what if they were next? On May 18th in Monroe County, Michigan, Edward Henry and his 12-year-old son were fishing near Plum Creek when they suddenly heard heavy rustling, followed by a loud thud. Moments later, they spotted something shocking. A towering figure, nearly 8 feet tall, with a hairy back and massive build. The instant it noticed them, the creature quickly retreated into the forest. A Reddit user shared a photo claiming one of her in-laws captured it during a hike in coastal Georgia. They managed a single blurry shot and a short, shaky video before the figure slipped back into the trees. The camera was far and the light was low, so details were lost. Online debates quickly started. Some insisted it was Bigfoot. Others argued it was just a bear or a person. The family doesn't have the answers either. All they know is what they saw was unlike anything they had ever seen before. A man went into the woods at night to collect his trail cam. He heard branches cracking but saw nothing. so he left quickly. Later, while checking the footage, he found a strange face close to the camera. It had human-like features but was covered in fur, shaped more like an ape. The image was captured around the time he was in the woods. Some say it proves Bigfoot is real, others believe it was just someone playing a prank, but no one really knows. While hiking in Kluane Park, Yukon, a hiker noticed a large footprint in the silt of a river valley. Photos compared it with women's size 8 and 9 feet, showing what appeared to be toe marks. Some believed it could be a bear's double step, but the absence of claw marks raised doubt whether it was an animal or something unknown. The single deep print remains unexplained. It was rush hour in South Dallas, traffic crawling near exit 425 by the Dallas Zoo. Out of nowhere, a towering dark figure bolted across the freeway. Drivers froze as the creature with long arms and shaggy hair leapt over 4 lanes in just 3 strides before vanishing into the dense woods of the Trinity River Preserve. Witnesses described it as bigger than a car. Some believed it was an escaped gorilla, others swore it was Bigfoot. But skeptics point to another possibility: a bear simply caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. Most Bigfoot sightings describe a dark, ape-like figure moving through the forest, but during one trip through snowy terrain, men reported something different. They saw a large creature with white fur, walking with the same stride often linked to Bigfoot. It wasn't in the Himalayas, where a yeti might be expected, but somewhere else entirely. Where exactly, unfortunately, is unknown. On New Year's Day 2020, a hiker in Northern California snapped this photo. Later, they realized what they might have captured and shared it online. It quickly drew attention, with many pointing out the figure's unusual size. By comparing it to the landscape, some estimated it stood between 7 and 8 feet tall. When zoomed in, the figure appeared to have facial features and even a conical head, traits often linked to Sasquatch sightings. Others argued it was simply a black bear distorted by distance. To this day, the image remains unexplained. A Reddit user posted this video online. It shows a shadow moving across a bridge near a forest. There is no proof beyond the shadow, and it could be a person near the light source. Still, the size makes it look strange and unsettling. Seeing it in person would likely scare anyone. A trail camera in a remote New York forest captured a strange figure. At first, the photo went unnoticed, but when another similar image from the same area appeared recently, it resurfaced. Some believe it could be a young Bigfoot, while others think it might be a different creature. New York's dense forest and long history of unusual sightings give these photos an unsettling edge. Back in December 2019, a Reddit user visiting their great-grandfather's sprawling 5,000-acre cattle ranch in Northern California's Plumas foothills captured something strange. The land stretched from the valley floor to forested hills, and on that quiet day, an eerie sound echoed through the trees.
It's creepy.
A distant howl made it into their short recording, faint yet deeply unsettling. Who or what could have made it? Could it have been a Sasquatch? This Reddit user was hiking in the Pacific Northwest when he snapped a photo of something he saw moving in the woods. When he checked the photo, it became clearer. It was an ape-like creature walking upright, covered in black fur. It didn't resemble any known animal in the area, but it did look a lot like a well-known legend around here. Bigfoot. Did he just capture Bigfoot? A man had built a small makeshift cabin deep in the woods and set up a trail camera to watch over it while he was away. On one motion-triggered photo, he spotted something unusual. He believes it might be an animal seen from a strange angle, but he can't quite figure out which one. It's not a bear, yet it doesn't match typical Bigfoot descriptions either. The body looks long and muscular, walking upright like a man, while the head and snout resemble a large dog. People online now call it a dogman. Though he isn't convinced, he's decided never to stay at the cabin alone again. A trail camera in the woods captured a strange sight late at night. In the frame, a dog-like creature crouched low to the ground can be seen. Many believe it matches the description of the so-called dogman. But without any more information, the photo doesn't feel authentic enough. And it looks a little edited, don't you think? And for more Bigfoot encounters, watch this next video.